My name is Rufus Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of the Real Truth Inc. I am your host. Today is going to be set off day because I got a great show today. This is my community and politics show today. Recently, I want to bring y'all up to date. I'm going to get right into the broadcast, but I recently want to put this out before I get into the show. The National Action Network of Greater Cincinnati is hosting a visual rally requesting that the U.S. Department of Justice continue investigating the Zimmerman case for civil rights and justice against Trayvon Martin. Join us this Saturday, July the 12th at 12 p.m. at the Federal Courthouse by the Federal Building. It will be one hour long, and I'm soliciting bottled water, ice, and cooler donations to help accommodate the many protesters, keeping them from being hot. This bread is small. From dehydrated. Please let us know if you can help, and I can make arrangements to pick up and return coolers. Donation can also be dropped off at Goody's Barbecue in College Hills on Hamilton Avenue. Thanks always for your help and support. That's coming from the National Action Network of Greater Cincinnati. Now, today's program. Today's program, I've been following this particular I'm not going to call it an event, but I'm just going to call it a black business owner. Black business owner. I've been really following this black business owner for a year now, since they have moved their business, one of their business down on the bank here in the city of Cincinnati. Today's guest with me is Liz Rogers. She is the owner of Mahonogany. Now, I've never been to Mahonogany's. I've heard a whole lot about Mahonogany's. I've been watching this unfold with Mahonogany's for a whole year. But, you know, I'm blessed to have Miss Liz Rogers in here with me today. And we're going to talk about everything and everybody and everything and everybody until I'm tired of talking. Then I'll probably do a series too. Welcome to the program, Miss Liz Rogers.
How you doing, Miss
Liz
Rogers?
Rogers?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much.
You know, I'm glad that you were able to come on the program. I had a lot of questions, but, you know, I'm just going to flow with my questions as they come. I would like to know how long that you've been actually in business on the bank.
We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary next week on the July 26th, so it'll be a year.
So what did you think about last year versus this year now?
Last year was totally unexpected. You know, I think this year I expected, you know, other things, you know, as far as with the business. It actually prepared me for what was to come. But last year, I don't think I could have ever prepared myself for what happened last year. It was unfortunate, but a great learning experience for myself and just being an entrepreneur and just learning about just business, period. I mean, this is my third company. Always been a successful businesswoman, and owning a restaurant has always been my passion. So for me, it's, I don't know. It was an unfortunate events that happened last year, but I think that was the fire that I had to walk through to get to where I am today.
Now, your first restaurant is in, I don't know, it's Hamilton, right?
Yes, the first restaurant was in Hamilton, Ohio. That started in 2010, and it was extremely successful. We had people from all over coming to the city of Hamilton, which is an extremely small town, extremely diverse, which is something that I was definitely shooting for. And you know, I had people saying, you know, no one's going to come here to eat at this restaurant here in Hamilton because it's so small and nobody ever comes to Hamilton. But Hamilton is a great city. It really, really was for my first business venture with my husband.
Oh, okay. So how long you was out in Hamilton before you came to Cincinnati?
We were actually asked to do the project 6 months in, as you know, coming to the bank. So we were actually invited to come to the banks, and we were only in business at that time for 6 months. But we negotiated the deal for a whole year, working with the city of Cincinnati, with the financials and the business model, and basically going through, you know, credit checks and anything that you do to obtain a loan from the city. So that process went on for a whole year before everything was solidified.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that point. So when you went through the red tape, so to speak, through the city, where are you now business-wise and personally?
Business-wise, I'm good. You know, we have a very new business at the bank's location, but we're not new to business, and it's a year old. So I'm good business-wise. Personally, I'm doing well. As I said before, I have to be truthful and honest. A lot of unfortunate things happened. Opening up Mahonogany's was not the easiest thing that I anticipated because it came with a lot of baggage. It wasn't a smooth open, but with that, we've managed to feed over 100,000 customers. The neat thing about Mahonogany's is the bank's development is very sports oriented. People come there for Reds and Bengals games, so you have a lot of fans that come in. But for us, we get that crowd, but we also are a destination. We actually have people from all over the country coming to our restaurant because of all the publicity, be it negative or positive. People are extremely curious about Mahonogany's and our brand, and people do love our cuisine and what we're doing there. We more or less have the experience. I mean, you can come in, you can get a great meal, and you can also be entertained. We have karaoke, we have jazz, we have a lot of things that we do there, and there's no other restaurant in the tri-state like our restaurant.
So what is your thoughts and inclusions in Cincinnati now versus then?
Well, to be honest, I think with myself living in Westchester and being in Hamilton, a small town, I really was not exposed to that because in my mind, if you had the means and you had the financial resources and you had the knowledge and the tenacity and the passion, you can go in and open a business. To me, it should be that simple. This is something that you could do because you're an American. And that's what we do. It's the American dream. But when I came here to Cincinnati, you know, it seemed to be a really, really big thing. And people don't understand what inclusion is and how important it is to our community as a whole. You have to have a diverse business. You have to. No company can survive off of just one group of people or one community. It has to be diverse. So I feel like Mahonogany's brings something so different to the banks. It brings a lot of money to the banks. We are an intricate part of the success of the banks, hands down.
Wow. So, you know, that leads up to my next question because I always believe, you know, your past is your future.
Right.
And, you know, and I also believe that it's not what you go through, it's the outcome.
Right.
So this is the outcome because now it's a year later.
Okay.
And you here. You're on the RealTruthinc show. Wow. See, you know, they always say the best for last when they come see me. Because my next question is going to be real heavy because I wanted to, you know, ask a question on the thoughts on the recent political claims that all politicians supported you and the launching of Mahonogany's, didn't they?
No, I don't think that all the politicians supported me. But what we need to first establish is Mahonogany's is a restaurant. It's a business first. There is no room in our business for politics. I'm not a politician.
Okay, you're business owner.
We're business owners and we're restaurateurs. I don't know of any restaurant that has politics intertwined in it. That's a first, that's history. There's no room for that. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about politics. I know a lot now. I could probably run for office myself because
okay.
everybody's
me on your team.
everybody's making deals. You know,
Right.
it's about that next contract and it's about that next deal and it's about what this person thinks and hey, if I get elected, I'm going to do this, this, and that for you. And you know, if you don't align yourself with this person, this is going to happen. And there's a lot of threats. You do have a lot of people in the city that are in politics that you know basically misuse their power. And then there's people that think that they have power and they really don't. I think I got an abundance of support from the city manager and the mayor and Winburn, just Yvette Simpson, Wendell Young, Cecil Thomas, Quinn Livin. I got a lot of support. I do know that Roxanne Qualls and Chris Seelbach did vote against me, but since then they have apologized for their vote because they were presented with some information, what they were telling me, that they did not make an intelligent vote. It was something that they probably later regretted. with that being said, I don't personally have anything against them in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Didn't really care that they voted no because it didn't affect me. I still got the loan, I still got my grant, and my business is doing great despite that vote. I just appreciated them not attacking me. And I did not have a problem with the other person on council that voted no either, at all. But I do have a problem with someone trying to attack me personally because I do have a family. And before I ever knew anyone here in Cincinnati or did any business here in Cincinnati, I had built something great. And it just seemed like it just became so personal. I had never met these people in my life, you know, and it really did become very personal. And they wanted to strip me of everything, but they can't take anything from me because they didn't give it to me.
You know, now for me, because I'm gonna be the devil's advocate on this, is because I do understand something about politics and about these people here in Cincinnati. You know, my thing is, you know, politics is politics. I get that. Before Mahonogany's even came downtown, for what I was hearing and following, you know what I mean? A lot of people make decisions because they don't have information. But, you know, I'm a true believer, you know, if people is intelligent enough to make decisions on parking meters and streetcars and be intelligent to make, you know, decisions on that, it's a black-owned business here in the city of Cincinnati that's downtown, they should have been more careful and intelligent enough to do their homework. You know, I'm not saying that the apology is not accepted, but I mean, you know, it wasn't, to me, it's like they attacked it without being truthful in what they really feel about who is Mahonogany's or who is Liz Rogers. So, I mean, I don't look at it as, okay, now it's such, you know, you made it through half of the phase of the year, you a year in the anniversary. I bet you got a lot of politicians calling you right now, do you?
I do, but
See?
let's be clear. I'm a businesswoman at the end of the day. I don't think, if I had to play devil's advocate just like you, intelligently speaking, I don't think I would have wanted to affiliate myself with something that was going to diminish my brand. I don't affiliate myself with anything that's going to diminish my brand. Things was pretty nasty.
But see,
You
that's
know?
the key. If we pick people to be on council, and is this a business owner or not, or if it was an issue in the community, it's not something that you did to be affiliated to discard or disrespect someone's name. See, you see what I'm saying? So I don't look at you as a brand. I look at you as a black woman with a black business in the downtown area, your first start. And I believe, not all, so to speak, that they took it. Some people took it personally. Some people said that we behind Mahonogany's. Now that you have survived a whole year, now we here a whole year later. Is some politicians going to play on that? You know, I don't know who's, you know, you're probably getting called for people that's want to just be a part to get the black vote. Because, you know, now that you become a voice on the bank by being a black business owner and getting the response that you get, I asked you earlier today in the control room, you said 70% of your clientele is white people. Okay, so therefore, then I'm looking at, you know, are black people really behind Mahonogany the way they should be? And then, you know, I have zero tolerance for people try to play on the good, but then they want to be like, okay, that's why I said I'm gonna be the devil's advocate, not Liz. That okay, now it's okay. No, it's not okay. Because I feel that if you're a politician, you should be concerned about every business owner, and you should be concerned about every individual in your community. If you don't know something, do your homework. You know what I mean? Don't have a person to attack a person. Because I remember when I came here from Chicago, they attacked me. When I first started my business, the RealTruthinc. So I understand going through them doors, you know what I mean? When I was working on getting city contracts, when I was working on getting state contracts, when I was working on receiving my first federal grant under the Cincinnati Empowerment Zone. I'm a 3-year federal recipient. And a lot of them politicians say they was for me, but at the end of the day, because the city of Cincinnati had you know, a voice in the federal dollars, they wasn't for me. They just didn't like me because I was a black man from out of Chicago that got federal money, not one time, but 3 times. And now one of them down at City Hall ain't never voted for me, and my money came strictly from a committee and a board, and ain't never gave me nothing but hell. And I'm gonna call a spade. And now, and that been from, and I'm go back from '89 all the way up to today. So I don't look at it as well as, okay, Liz, that we sorry. I feel like, you know, y'all should have did your homework, and you should have been more careful about how you attack people. And I don't even appreciate the politicians, even for this election coming up, trying to